Hey there, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with change in life. In my life, there are some techniques that I've discovered that help me deal with change, and today I'm going to share those with you. You know, we've all heard the phrase that the only constant in life is change. And yet with that, it seems like many people struggle with change. You know, we're either at a place in our life where everything is good and we want everything to stay the same and we hope that things will never change. Or we're at a place in our life where we're unhappy, we don't like what's going on, and we can't wait for things to change. Really what we want to do is we want to be able to just freeze time, you know, at the place that we feel like is the best time for us. But in order to really deal with change, I believe we need to go back to and look at what are the principles that govern the life in which we live, or this world in which we live. We know that one of the principles of this life is the principle of control. And there are only three things in which we can control. That is our conscious thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors. So this idea of that we can control time or control things around us, that's a false belief. And so one of the most important things that I have learned that has helped me deal with change in my life is to change my belief about change. Because as long as I believe that my happiness, my well-being is based on my circumstances and what's going on around me, I'm going to feel out of control. And anytime those circumstances change, I'm going to feel a tendency to want to reach out and control what's happening. If I realize and understand that I have no control over the things that happen around me, all I have control over is myself, then that gives me the control over my life. So I have the opportunity now to choose the meaning that I want to attach to whatever is happening in my life. And I can begin to tell myself things like, all change is inevitable, all change is good, all change gives me the opportunity to learn new things, to experience new things. I can create a belief that says any change will help my life become better, will help me become happier. Here's another thing to consider when we think about change. What would our life be like if there was no change? What if things did stay the same? That would end up being quite dull, pretty mundane, and in the end, we would all no longer even survive. So change, and if you look at the history of our world and the evolution, our standard of living today is better than it's ever been before. The things that we have with technology allows us to do more than we've ever been able to do before. There are times throughout history that people have resisted change and felt like, you know, we've reached a point that we no longer need new tools, new information. If we would have stopped in those places, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So this idea of struggling with change, it's really based on fear. Fear of being out of control, fear that whatever is coming or what this change is going to be worse than what we are experiencing now. One of the other principles or ideas that we talk about at principle-based living is to remember that events and circumstances, things that happen to us and around us in our life, those things have no meaning in and of themselves. They only have meaning once we attach meaning to them, and we do that with our thoughts. So the best way to learn to deal with change is to understand, first of all, that change is inevitable and that resisting it actually just makes the situation worse. If we can change our belief about change to the belief that belief is going to improve our life, it's going to bring us more happiness, it's going to make things better, then we can look forward to change and we can actually embrace it instead of resist it. And as we embrace it, our emotion will shift from an emotion of fear to more of an emotion of excitement and looking forward to what is going to come next in our life. So I encourage you to look at your beliefs about change, and instead of trying to control or stop change from happening, change your own belief, change what you have control over, and look forward to and accept the change that does and will happen in your life, and learn how to make the most of that change. So if there are some changes that you're dealing with in your life that you're really struggling with, I'd invite you to comment down below, and I'd be happy to do another episode addressing the changes that you may be struggling with in your life. And if you'd like to know more about other opportunities and ways that we have that may be helpful to you, visit our website. You'll see it listed down below.